Finishing a garment is something that can put you above your competition, and it doesn't take that much work, and it's a really nice thing to do for your customer. To start off, when you have a garment that is finished, you will want to remove the backing. And if it's something like this where it's a t-shirt, it's cutaway backing, I need to cut it away. How do I cut it away without cutting my garment? Easiest thing to do, go ahead, and I typically go in through the neck and I pull the backing out so that the garment falls towards me and I see a nice place where I can just cut only the backing and not snip the garment. To do that, I would just hold that backing and cut. I'll give myself about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna rotate this around and just cut right around that design. Being careful, again, not to cut the garment. Once I have that cut out, I can just discard the leftover backing. I'm going to put these scissors down someplace safe where I'm not going to cut myself or the garment. And then if you have any threads or anything that need to be trimmed up, a little pair of scissors is really handy for that. And this actually looks pretty good. I don't need to do anything with it. So then I go ahead and I fold the garment. And I typically do that in thirds, and then in thirds again. So it makes a nice packet like that. Now, if you have hoop ring, this is a pretty light garment, so I don't have any hoop ring. But if I have hoop ring is something that happens kind of usually on darker garments. It's a bit of almost a halo around where that hoop was. Looks kind of chalky. I want to get rid of that, and there are a couple of different ways to do that. One is to spray it with water and then kind of rub it lightly and let that dry. If you have a belt dryer, it's really handy to spray these, rub this, and then lay it through the belt dryer and let it steam itself out. That's really nice for that. If you have one that's a little bit more stubborn, go to the laundry aisle of your supermarket and you will find a magic ironing aid. It is just a sizing, really. It doesn't work like a starch. It doesn't leave it crispy. It doesn't flake off. It's really nice, and it does take care of these hoop rings fairly well. So here we have that example, and you can see it does have a little bit of a chalky outline. I'm just going to spray that ironing aid just around there. I'm going to brush it slightly. It evaporates really quickly, but it's already taking that hoop ring out. So now I'm just going to fold this one like I folded the other one. A third, a third. And that leaves that exposed so it can get a little bit of air, but it also shows off your embroidery nicely. So there's 2 shirts. So now we have this towel to deal with, and it has both backing and topping. The backing is tear away. You literally can just tear it away and take out all those pieces that you want to take care of. Any of the little bitty ones can stay in. They'll come out in a wash, not a big deal. For the larger piece of the water-soluble topping, I'm going to tear it off. I'm going to tear off the larger bits. For the little bitty bits, I'm going to just spray this with water, and I'm going to let it kind of crinkle up. You'll watch it. It'll crinkle just a little bit, and then I'll take the larger pieces and just stick to it, and then I can peel them back up. So I'm going to spray this with water. Now, I don't want to completely soak it, but now watch. And as that water starts to affect this water-soluble topping, you can see it start to crinkle up. You can see how the light's playing on it differently. And I'll take those larger pieces, stick it to it, and then it peels right up. So there's those pieces. And if you have some stubborn pieces, you can grab them. A little bit of extra water if it didn't get wet enough. If you get it too wet, it will seep down into the fibers, and that's not what I'm looking to do. But that little bit of extra water just took that out. Since this towel does have a little bit of a hoop ring around it, I'm going to go ahead and, since I started using water, I'm just going to use water again, go around that edge a little bit, rub that hoop ring right out of there. And so now if we look at it, it's looking pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and fold this real quick. I like the thirds if I'm doing in the middle of a towel because it highlights the embroidery. If it was going to hang, it shows the monogram really well. And I think that looks really nice. And now you've got your products that are looking really nice and ready to go to your customers.